John Lynn.
I'd like to welcome you to Stay Focused.
Thank you, Becky. Glad
Now,
to meet you.
today's topic is about Halloween. So, what do you know about Halloween?
I know that it's a great time for kids to go out and enjoy themselves and hopefully be safe.
Have you ever trick or treated before?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you know like the truth behind Halloween, or who started it?
Well, I believe it was started by the Druids, but more than that, I don't know. And, to me, it's just a fun holiday.
Based on my research, Halloween was started by a society of priests and pagans called the Druids. So you're correct. Who served the demonic god of death, which was Samhain. So what do you think about that? Since it was a demonic god that they were serving, do you think it's appropriate for kids?
Well, I think that over the course of years, things have changed and people aren't looking at it as a religious holiday, just as something fun for the children to do.
Now, what's the difference between the actions that kids take now and what people do back in the days? Because now kids see it as just a fun holiday, but how did people see it back in the days?
Well, I think when I was a child many years ago, it was still a fun holiday, but maybe in the 18th, 19th century, it was more of a religious holiday, and people expressed their beliefs in ways that wasn't common to everybody else. But over the course of time, it changed, and maybe it's because the vision that people had of something demonic changed to make it a happy time for other people because things were bad at that time in their lives.
Now, do you know what the Druid priests did during this festival?
I have no idea.
Well, I found out that they would go from house to house with all sorts of foods to offer to the demonic god of death, which is Samhain, Samhain. So basically, and the people would put out offerings for these demons and gods. So as they walked by, instead of tormenting the people, they would offer them food and things so that just like in return for staying alive, because they did not want to be killed by these demons. And also, this is a day where witches and demons and all these crazy things would lurk out from the spiritual realm to come attack.
Interesting. But I'm glad to see that practice seems to have changed, at least in this country.
Now, what do you think about the occult?
I think everybody has a right to believe in what suits their needs, as long as they don't try to hurt anybody or injure anybody. We look at the occult as maybe being demonic, but they can say the same to us or other people that believe in Christianity or Judaism and say that's their occult in their view.
But what do you think Jesus Christ would say about the occult? Because they believe in all these in demonic powers and powers that are not from God.
I would think that he'd be very upset.
And why is that?
Because if it has to do with anything evil, that is totally what Jesus Christ is against.
Because our God is pure and perfect. I mean, no one can be perfect, but hey, we can just follow him.
We try. We try.
Now, also, in 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 8, it says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour." So it teaches us to be vigilant and just like attentive to what we do and who we serve and how we do it, because some things that I probably used to do, I didn't know that it was like an occultic activity until I gave my life to Christ.
Well, I think we all do things that we don't realize may be inadverse to what we should be doing.
Now, do you know the meaning behind the mask, the Halloween mask, and why people wear them?
Nope, but I should probably have my mask removed.
Well, I found out that during the Middle Ages, witches often put a mask or smear their faces with paint or soup so that people they could hide their identity. So when they go out and do their crazy works, people won't know that it was them. which is really interesting because now little kids these days put them on, and you know, and when we just used to put them on and think, oh, we're gonna go trick or treating dressed as a witch, and what we don't know is that because we're trying to pretend to be them, that spirit can actually come upon us and use us.
Well, I, I don't feel that way. My belief is that it's a good time for people, and I don't think it's coming out that way, and hopefully it isn't. You know, it's to me, I look at it as a fun time for people, and it doesn't have, in my opinion, any religious connotations any longer.
Yeah. We just have to do more research on that one. But just the safety of it, I wouldn't celebrate it because because of learning some background on it. And if you go to like different countries, they'll tell you what they think about it. I mean, in America, the people are more lenient. They're more like, it's just a fun day. But then in certain like countries, like let's for say Haiti, on Halloween, that's when people do witchcraft, and that's when they try to go raise the dead and do all this crazy like stuff using satanic powers. So they'll translate it as different than a natural American would.
Well, and I understand that, and I could understand your feelings, and hopefully, the way I perceive it is the way the children will perceive it as nothing but more than a good time.
You have any last comments you'd like to say to all the viewers?
Go out if you're going out for Halloween. Be safe. Make sure the children are safe, and enjoy it, and don't do anything evil.
Thank you for watching Stay Focused.